Let's take a look at the Jira integration supported in the PlexTrac platform. Our Jira integration is built just like PlexTrac for security professionals. Once your Jira integration is configured, this integration will be leverageable for all of your PlexTrac users within reporting. You can choose to configure your Jira integration via cloud or server, and once that connection is ready, we'll load all of the projects within your Jira instance. And this means you can select or deselect the projects that you'd like to map and sync to. One scenario to consider is that some of the teams that are working in Jira may not be responsible for remediation, and in that case, you can simply deselect them here. Once your projects are selected, we'll move on to mapping the fields. As you can see, each project selected in the prior step appears in the drop-down, and when selected, all of the custom issue types are loaded. And this means that each issue type can be mapped from PlexTrac to Jira or otherwise. Let's take a look at the mapping. In this example, you can see some basic fields from PlexTrac being mapped to Jira. These fields can be selected and modified here, and additional rows can be added here. This integration supports the ability to modify the sync direction of individual fields. So you can choose if you want to have a continuous sync from Jira to PlexTrac, bidirectional, from PlexTrac to Jira, or just a one-time push. In the example of status, you can see that each status can be mapped to a status in the other platform, allowing you to consider your workflow within PlexTrac and meet up with the workflow in Jira. Here you'll see some example of our custom field in use. So this means we do support the ability to leverage your custom fields from PlexTrac in your Jira integration. Once all of your mapping is to your liking, you'll move on to setting up your frequency of refresh. We're excited to introduce this bidirectional and fully configurable integration so that you can meet the needs of the teams you work with, break down those communication silos, and connect with them in a workflow or process that works for them. Now that our Jira integration is configured at the admin level, as I said, this is leverageable to your users downstream. In this example, you'll see a finding in a report for a given client is already created, and there's a link to Jira found here. This will allow me to quickly navigate into Jira and authenticate to view that issue, but I may not need to because if I've configured and mapped my Jira instance, the status of this Jira ticket will update the status of the finding in PlexTrac. Let's take a look at what steps need to be taken to connect this finding to Jira. So again, we're in a PlexTrac report for a given client, and we have an important finding that needs to be sent along to the team for remediation. From here, we'll select Status and click to create Jira ticket and link. Because we've configured both of these projects at the admin panel, they'll appear here. And this means you can select from the issue types for your project and connect the ticket here. Once your Jira ticket is connected, as I said, we're going to be syncing this data from the finding into Jira. So if in our mapping we've determined that we want a bidirectional sync between the description, the recommendations, and the references, this data can easily be sent through that integration. We hope that this bidirectional and fully configurable integration with Jira helps you as security professionals communicate the most important work that needs to be done and break down those communication silos.